What up, amazing people? It's your boy Geoffrey. Welcome to another episode of Home Vibes Podcast. Na leo tuko na
Can't pass the good vibes down here. Napenda kubishana for a living.
Okay, kuna Martian pia, Newton, entrepreneur, and a philosopher.
Hi, I'm Tina. I study psychology. I have a YouTube channel, by the way. Subscribe. Yeah.
na leo swali ya kwanza leo ni kuhusu genderroles. Sijui kama mko prepared kuzijibu ama mko fiti?
Mwingie tu direct.
Please. Nataka tujipange kwa hizi swali to indicate say. So, swali ya kwanza ni what are gender roles and how do they differ across cultures?
What are gender roles and how do they differ across cultures? Yes, msemo mwingine anzi.
Your definition of gender roles.
Mimi ningesema definition of gender roles. Kobza amekuwa hapa for a while, najua mimi napenda kuaga na Bible. So mimi ningerudi hapo kwa creation story. Hapo mahali kuna man na kuna woman na kila mtu ana responsibilities zake. So ningesema you know the first definition of gender, where you have the creation story where you have two people created and each for a different purpose. So that purpose varies across different cultures. But kitu tunaweza agree on si wote ni ati them anaweza zaa across all cultures. It's only a woman who can get pregnant and it's only a man who can impregnate a woman. So you know that's some of the basic definition of gender roles across all cultures. Almost definite.
Kwa jibu hapo. Yako ni gani?
Oh yeah, mimi naweza sema gender roles ni the specific acts ama activities each gender iko expected to fulfill to their counterpart. For example, si wote tunajua kuna two genders, a man and a woman. So tukienda kwa gender
si wote.
Okay,
kuna bishana species.
Ni sawa man, lakini fact ni there is a man and a woman unless kuna complications or something. That's the natural order of things. So a man akona different role to play from a lady, in the sense that first easy gender roles zingine zinakuwa dictated by nature itself. First, for the man, based on your structure, your muscle structure, body structure, first uko meant kwa protector. Two, based on your bado your biological setup, uko meant kwa provider, a protector. Hiyo ni based off biology too. Like when you unaka uko na more muscular strength, you can run further, uko na more endurance, uko more adaptable to harsh ama hostile environment. Na kitu yenye wasee waele yangu kwa hii debate ni ndio to break down hizi gender roles as a species ziligawanywa naturally hivyo. Venye watu wakianza kuform societies, kitambo hakukuwa na democracy, hakukuwa na sijui police force, hakukuwa na hizi vitu zote tumecreate za keep society safe. So what happened? As men, you had that responsibility of protecting your wife and your offsprings naturally too. Hiyo ni kitu hadi any animal iko nayo. For women on the other hand, they are more of nurturers. They are more of like caregivers. They are gentle in nature, wako more understanding. Hizo ni innate attributes zenye ni kutumia jina evolution, but hata kusema ni the natural order imewapea hivyo ndio waweze ku balance. So when the man is out there hunting, fighting, doing what, the lady is back here protecting what they have. Lakini sasa unaona society ya siku hizi tumetaka kujiseparate sana mpaka unapata mademo wanabishana, we should do this, men pia tunabishana all this, of which mean on hiyo debate yote tu ni senseless. Like I make sense, tunabishania nini na it's so natural. Ni ati tu kuna watu wataki ku play their part na wanataka ku play another part. Hivyo ndio mimi nasema.
Na yako ni gani?
Okay, definition yangu ya gender roles ni different responsibilities na roles zenye male na female wana play And of course vile amesema it came from natural order things tangu kitambo, but pia tukumbuke kuna kitu ka evolution. Juu sahi kuna police, kuna government, right? Juu sahi tumegrow kama society na pia kuna technology. So the basis yenye watu wanafight ni wanafight juu ya hiyo concept yenye iko different vile ilikuwa kitambo. Sasa zile tukua na government na polisi na sahi vile tuko sahi. So in this time and era, like vitu zita have to change. Like we can't do the same things we were doing or having the same ideas we were having about gender roles zenye tulikuwa nazo kitambo na sahi vitu ni different. That's where the argument comes from. Na hata hiyo ati another gender na try to do another thing, like yeah, because kuna now single moms, right? Na au pia ni part of tuseme government programs. Kuna single dads, kuna surrogacy yenye mtoto anaenda tu anapata mtoto na have kuolewa. Hakuna hiyo marriage and marriage. It's very different, it's very unique, and it's very new to us as human beings, having evolved from that time. So we need to have new conversations about it. Yeah.
Based on your definition na yake, is it okay to tukiuliza are gender roles naturally occurring or socially constructed?
Yes, socially
Kwa sababu
I guess argument zao mbili zina give two different things.
Exactly, yeah.
But mimi nasema ni both. Kuna vitu zenye ni natural na kuna vitu zenye
ni social constructs.
For instance, it's natural for a lady to give birth. Yes. As it's natural even for animals, for the mother to take care of the offspring. Unaona, like hiyo ni kitu iko kwa instincts, iko pre-programmed in your basic code as a species. So nadhani the argument ina come about where unajua kitu watu waelewi ni feminism is not a natural thing. Na ukipeel back the layers, okay, nimeguza sensitive topic, but ukipeel back the layers utarealize like in its conception it was a good thing. The same way na hata religion ikianza it was a good thing, but nowadays people exploit religion through get rich quick, prosperity gospels, fake miracles. Does that mean that God is bad ama religion is bad? It doesn't. The same way na feminism, it started as a way of kuonyesha women you can be more than a baby pumping machine. Yes. Like women can learn skills, women can have attributes, women can have knowledge yenye hata as in society will come to a consensus where you can realize hakuna monopoly in knowledge. Everybody has neurons and everybody can learn new skills. But nadhani shida ilikam where we didn't account for, okay, we are empowering women to enter into the workspace and to enter into all these wonderful things. Then where does that leave the children?
But why is the children our own responsibility?
It wasn't your own. Adi men have a part to play kwa hiyo part ya children pia. Ndio nauliza, in the modern day age to prioritize survival in terms of money over everything else. So you get to a point where you see in an average, tuseme hata Kenya pase, most people wenye ni Gen Z sahi, most of them waliingia boarding schools, class 4, class 5, nini. The type of interaction you may have with your parents compared to millennials and boomers ni very different. Most of us, we don't know our parents past. Ulipata nini kwa exam? Shule inafunguliwa lini? Unahitaji shopping ya how much? Like you have never had a real conversation with them about anything apart from your performance in school na mbona uendi kanisa. Inakuanga we created like that form of a box where to prioritize success, money, all these things ni poor, but see the fundamentals of life. Tukasahau that connection between the parents and the children.
So patriarchy is also
Can I add something amesema hapo hivi? I guess kuna kitu maana tunasema na sasa tuna argue about gender roles because of one thing. Umsema the argument is based on survival. And that's what drives the gender argument. Jadi ukiargue na msemo most of the time, so realize we're arguing about survival. Someone asked an important question, ningedai kuuliza pia. If a successful man is courting you, do you argue about what you're bringing to the table?
If
a successful man is courting you, do you talk about what to bring to the table?
In terms of
you don't talk about it.
Oh, in terms of money?
Yeah. You don't talk about it.
But like
why?
Rare giving, birth giving, see that is on the table also.
But you don't talk about the money and what you can do to get the money to the table because he already has it. So the moment someone takes survival out of the table, you start going back to your gender roles. And if someone did for us all the same thing, tungerudi back kulizana.
What if it's the woman? What if it's the woman that's bringing the money
to the table? Now that resets everything. Because it means she's the provider, not. And that's why tukirudi kwa society tunaishi.
But you ita reset.
Ndio maana tukirudi kwa society tunaishi, utasikia sana kwambianga aje. Ukiwa dema kuna dog kuliko most of the time sio marriage itakuwa na nini? Na crisis.
See it the same in that mwanaume ako na domo juu most divorces ina happen hata sai na ni most men wako na more capital than the women.
Yeah.
But who initiates most
who initiates the divorces in most cases?
That's a fact that most women don't want
we can't talk about that.
To accept.
But most men do play a role in infidelity, which causes the woman to initiate most divorce.
To initiate the divorce.
Yeah.
Okay, kuna point fulani imesemwa hapo. But before niseme hiyo point, sorry, kuna imbalance in gender. Ana feel attacked sana.
Bana,
mimi attack mseme point out kenye umsema. Nikauliza
you notice she was now playing defensive. Unaona? Kwa sababu the way mle approach ilibidi ako defensive.
Yeah.
But kuna hii swali fulani ningependa kuuliza. Ya umesema story na nini? Na survival mode.
Yeah.
Kama msema amekuja na pesa fiti, it goes back
to gender roles as defined.
Ungesikia swali yake, if the woman comes in with the money, does it make the man go back to
the basics?
The basics.
Now that's why I said we end up in divorces na marriage za madharau, because now you get into the shoes where you feel like nimekuja na pesa, now I cannot provide for this to work.
But that means
but
that
now
you are saying,
we go back.
Sorry,
can I finish my statement first?
No, you can't because sorry. That means then unasema like women who have money are not emotionally or are not intelligent enough to hold a marriage because most of them watakuwa na madharau. You're saying that women haven't developed mentally to be in a union with a person who earns less than them because they can't be able to think clearly and it end up in divorce because
I think you're putting words in my mouth.
Yeah.
Now if you can answer your direction, I love to take those words off my mouth.
Okay.
So can I do it
honestly?
Let me challenge you na history. Msema something to do with patriarchy. Ukiangalia history, umesema something to do with infidelity. Do you think naturally men are supposed to be monogamous?
Answer.
Mini answer.
Okay, clear the air.
Oh, clear the air.
Yeah.
So naturally, if men are supposed to be monogamous,
yeah.
So I'll go back to the construct ya society venye iko. Why should men not be monogamous in the first place?
Why should
men not be monogamous?
Not be.
Yeah.
It's unsustainable first. Second, it's contrary to the basic programming of most male species.
What?
Hata uangalie as in okay, tunafaa tuelewe hivi kiasi. Acha nirudishe tu science lesson.
Ndio swali kwanza. Acha nijibu kaa hiyo.
Acha sasa tuongelee watu kama wanyama.
Kama wanyama, exactly.
Tukifika hapo itabidi tuongelee watu kama wanyama in the sense that uangalie the basic programming, genetic basic programming instinctively of a man and a woman. Iko aje? Women are programmed for safety. That's why evolution ikianza, women hawako wanaenda kuband with wasi walikuwa on the road ama wasi wenye walikuwa wana pillage. They used to stay with people who live in communities. Hawako wanaenda ati kupillage, ati kufanya nini. They use hiyo safety because naturally they know they are the most vulnerable. Juadi kitambo, what did people used to do in war? You used to fight people, take their women and take their children. So from that level of trauma na which iliendelea for thousands of years, women naturally wali develop a place in the home. Unaget, si eti ni decision walikaa chini wakaulizwa mnatakaji. Unaget ni circumstances, wakati wa Knight Templars, wakati wa hizo crusades, wakati wa nini, wakati hata turudi back further before the Renaissance and all that, times of kingdoms, you get like men walikuwa, if the men who would fight, the men who were more built on, walikuwa more prestigious than other men. Hata kitambo iko about ideas, iko about good looks. Can you kill? Can you wield a sword? Can you go to another land, conquer, say, na establish your own kingdom there? Times like kina Romans, kina Persians, all these people. So what did that do? Ikafanya mademu waka take your responsibility at home. Sasa kusema mambo na polygamy ama monogamy, first we should understand monogamy is a Christian concept. Outside of Christianity, most cultures ni polygamous.
Yeah.
Tuelewe hivyo tu as a society. Ukienda to most tribes, as in ukienda on a tribal level, ukitoa the aspect of Western Christianity yenye ilikuja hizi times before colonization, ukitake away from the equation, utarealize most clans, most tribes zimeishi kwa in a polygamous nature. Why? To ensure the survival of the community. Mbona wanaume wengi wanaenda vita na warudi. Hiyo time hakukuwa na medical care, hakukuwa na first aid, hakukuwa na all these things, advancement in medicine. So why? So because of that, to ensure you survive as a tribe, you need any mwanaume amefika 15, the moment you have started producing spermatozoas and stuff, we uko ready, bro. Start giving people kids. Just in case we lose you by the time you are 25, you see, like kuna continuation of the clan. Angalia hadi in Africa, wealth was measured by how many children you had. Why? Hakukuwa na vaccines, hakukuwa na all these things za kuensure utaishi maisha long. So nika bet chances zako as a lineage ama as a person kuendelea kuishi is I have more wives, then I have more kids, because we can plow more land. Wakati wa conquest we have more numbers, jua kukuwa na invention. So shida ilikama hapa, na ndo nimerudi back kwa feminism. Shida ilikama wakati feminism ilianza kufocus so much on female empowerment, wase walikosa create a counter movement ya kubalance out by pia male empowerment.
Wait,
because
the patriarchy was there before.
No, unajua patriarchy, understand this, patriarchy si concept yenye ati ilika ikajigenerate kama feminism.
Exactly.
Patriarchy
is a system that will grow
out of necessity.
Exactly, out of necessity.
Unaona women wangekuwa women ndo walianza kuconquer societies, wanaziteka
na women walikuwa na conquer societies.
But
especially
compared to a male army, wange survive. Those are the facts. Compare an average Roman army and an average army of women, and wako na all the same weapons nini. Look at the genetic structure ya mseadishi 1700, the size of that man compared to the size of the woman were the same era. Put them in a fist fight where there are no guns za kupea the women advantage. It's just brutal force. It's not a fight anymore.
But
the
question was, is polygamy women, natural?
Yes, it is.
It's not. It came out of necessity,
that's
right?
That's why I asked my question.
Out of survival mode for women.
Wait, that's why I asked my question as, why is monogamous a practice? And he has answered it. Actually, monogamous inakuwa a practice for Africans the moment we have religion.
Because God only created Adam and Eve and Eve.
No. Because of the simple thing that he has explained. In traditional African communities, the more wealth I have, the more nice I acquire more women and keep them, because I can provide for all these people.
And because men were the ones who are given wealth.
So, can I explain myself for a minute?
Can I explain myself for a minute? Yeah.
So, assume mimi nimetoka nimeenda kupigana, tumeenda na Newton. Newton hajarudi, mimi nimerudi. Wife yake atarudiza Newton alienda ajui, alidedi. So I have to take responsibility, familia yake naanza to take care of them. We have communities that do wife inheritance. That's how it came about. Newton tuliana na yeye kurudi. So I have to take his wife, not that I'm doing infidelity ama nini. I have to take care of my community. So I'll take his wife na familia na watoto wake wakuja kwa kwangu. Nikienda tena next time nikonke kwingine kuja ngombe za mbili. Watoto wangu kunywa ngombe za moja inatosha kwangu. Na nachukua wife mwingine aleta hapa hivi. I'm taking care of that society. Now look at Christianity. And look at what the Bible preaches. It preaches morality. So you can't be moral and you cannot do the 10 commandments uko nafanya hizi vitu zote. So for you to join my group and act like me, you have to go according to my teachings. My teachings are
Jacob had 2 wives.
I'm talking about the New Testament.
Okay. Okay.
So you are changing the rules.
No, I'm quoting the New Testament. What it is written in the New Testament.
But
as one man, so is one woman.
okay.
Okay, let me say from a female point of view. Thank you very much. I think polygamous is not natural because they're saying that men had the resources to be able to keep a generation or a family. But that's because that's patriarchally that male were the ones who were favored to inherit the
Not
father's
favored.
wealth. Okay, they were the ones who are chosen to inherit the father's
Yes,
wealth more
because
than
they could
women.
defend it.
No.
That's why
When you are a
exactly.
child and I'm an adult woman, I'm more able to defend
So,
than
can
you.
I ask a question?
But because you are a man,
Before
you're
malize argument
sorry,
yako,
let
just
me
as a
finish.
culture.
Because you're a man and you are supposed to inherit the father's wealth, you have more value to the society than us women. Actually, in so many societies in Africa, when they had girl children, they were like, kwanza, I think ni Kikuyu community, kulikuwa na like 7 rings for a girl and 14 rings for a boy. From the start, hata before women watoke kwa womb, tulikuwa devalued because of our gender. And you guys were valued because of
Can we
your
talk
gender.
about
And
Munga
because
about
of
culture
that,
this one as an address your
kulikuwa na
past.
your inheritance yenye, because the man is supposed to be the man and is supposed to inherit and all this and all that is considered strong and all of that. Ndo hiyo polygamy concept ikakuja because it was men in their echo chamber, because women were not even allowed to discuss their rights and whatever. Men in the echo chamber showing, wanajitupia patriarchy at each other. We should do this, yeah, we should do this, we should do, yeah, we should do this. And then women tukakuwa ati byproduct. Oh, sawa, community ingine kikuja poleni mtachukuliwa na mkwe wife inherited and all that stuff.
Okay.
Right?
You make a point, but not to negate your point, but nataka uelewe perspective iko hivi. Hiyo world wase walikuwa wanaishi, hakukuwa na structures zenye zina protect women kasa hii. Take an example.
That's why feminism.
Wacha nikuonyeshe venye na siko ubaya how I rubbish this idea. Look at the people in Sudan. How many people are evacuating men?
Evacuating men.
Si kuna huko, kuna conflict. How many hizo humanitarian organizations, why are they prioritizing women and children if women and men are equal?
But men are the ones who are being initiated to join the army.
Then I'm asking you, if women are as strong as modern day women proclaim, why can't the women in South Sudan unite, form a resistance, push out the rebels, charter a democratic government, call for elections, and then start governing the country through this thing you call women leadership and empowerment? Because over the last 5 years, it has been allocated more than $10 billion worldwide. Na ndo maana nakwambia
But it is the men going for war.
So that's the point.
See,
Make peace.
You guys are
Make
fighting.
peace.
No,
Like it's
I'm
not
trying
now.
to
You're in the
tell
table.
you.
Make peace.
So unaona hadi in normal societies when men
Countries
fight,
complain.
it is other men who come and tell them, yo guys, stop fighting. Ama will fight you.
Exactly.
Imagine a
Hakuna
woman
msi-
coming there.
No, we're in a point
Just
where
guessing.
women are fighting for that table, not in the table.
Exactly.
What he's arguing is, sir,
Since you
So,
want the
so,
table
so
so
women
much,
should
no,
go
no,
to
just
war.
don't-
Yeah.
No,
That
let's
they
not-
can
peace.
fight.
Let's make peace.
Don't say my point for me. Allow me to finish.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, since women are trying to push this narrative that
We are not
women
trying to push.
are smart, they are
But
more
we are.
I'm not saying you are not. I'm asking a question, and I'm saying women are saying they need to be accommodated into
Yes.
leadership and political spaces. And I'm asking you this question. Who accommodated Marcus Aurelius? Who accommodated Alexander the Great? Who accommodated all these men we read about? It's nobody.
They created space
Kina
for
Dedan
themselves.
Kimathi, nobody told
Wait,
these people.
someone
yes?
accommodated Wangari Maathai. So you are saying because we are not written in history, we have not done anything to prove our strength.
I've not
That
finished
is
my
wrong.
point. I'm not negating the women
What we
who
have
fought
done.
for
Yeah,
freedom.
thank you.
Kuna Mekatilili, kuna all these
Yes.
powerful women. And I'm saying, why doesn't the modern day woman channel haina Mother Teresa, like for example in South Sudan, women, they believe, women nowadays believe they can be better leaders than men.
Not better.
They are
Be
better.
as good.
They believe,
good.
okay, you are as good as men.
Yes.
I'm asking, why haven't the women in South Sudan, Gaza, Ukraine, all these places where there is war, why haven't they formed a coalition, even the women in business and the ones in powerful positions, to channel for this peace and for this leadership at the table? You get? Because unapata RSF, it's a general from the Sudan forces who came, recruited other men, showed them his vision of Sudan, and that's what they are fighting for against the Sudan government. And I'm saying, since women want us to believe that they are capable and they want us to believe that empowerment is real and they are better, they have technology now, why aren't they doing the same? My point now, we go back to the basics. When it comes down to a place where it's brutal violence versus brutal violence, women let the men lead. Naturally. That's what I'm saying. Because if that wasn't the case, the women in those areas I have mentioned, isn't if it was not happen, Said Kiongea, they would have started forming organizations, they would have started writing letters, calling for support, pulling resources. The same thing the Mau Mau did. The women in Mau Mau played a very critical part. They were informers, they were spies, they used to infiltrate the whites and get all these messages. And you see, that movement was successful and it was beautiful. But when we try to divide society like men, women
should do this. We
create this type of society where it's unsustainable because we need to. Ni kama battery. You need the positive and the negative charge. You can't say the negative charge is most important than the negative charge. In as much as the positive charge ndio iko kwa diode ama cathode, you need the both.
Ndio power iende.
I'm not disputing the fact that we need both. I'm disputing the fact that we need both when it is beneficial to men only. He's putting out that women in RSF can't join RSF. Where can they come together? Women in South Sudan have been marginalized for years, even with the Ottoman Empire, where they saw women as products or byproducts of something for years. So you expect a person who has been marginalized
can I go back to the history of Sudan and tell you that the crisis started with a lady?
You expect a person who has been marginalized for years now to come up with a bright idea to unite themselves to save a nation. That is psychologically, impossible, because you have to teach that person a whole mentality, a whole POV, where she sees that it is possible even for me to stand up and fight. But nimekuja kwa dunia, wanaume wanapigana, sasa mimi ndo nikuja na kere. Okay, stop. No, I can't be caught in the crossfire with a thing with a patriarchy that has been happening for years and years and years and years. No.
So argument here to need gender roles, and I think you're doing a great role.
But also, let me finish by saying, but gender roles, I'm putting it in. Yeah. Gender roles, yes, tunafaa kwa different because we are different naturally, whatever. But let's be different in every place yenye men pia wamedominate. Kwa war, sawa, tutaenda to fight, sawa. But let's be different. But si wote tukiwa hapo kwa war. Kwa business and stuff, sawa, tutaingia hapo. But let's be different. Si wote tukiwa CEO at the table. That's
so,
what.
Can I say, hapo kwa gender roles, ile argument yetu, si ndio? You see, ikikuja kwa gender roles, sometimes women tend to say that men went and did that, so we are not taking part in it. But we fail to realize kuna kitu moja, men that do, that women cannot. We cannot do women. Complain or blame, we can't. That's your role.
But how many wars have there been?
Can I finish my thought process?
And Trump is blaming
like I want to finish my thought process first. So women are so good at pointing out fingers. When Eve alikula kale ka fruit, pia alikuwa na excuse. The first thing I could take responsibility.
Hata man could take responsibility.
Actually, and he lost because he took the woman's side on the argument. Like the woman came out, and Alafu andama akuja
Angekata fruit.
ni amenipatia.
If he's so good.
Because it took the arguments.
Angekata fruit.
Ngoja maliza argument yangu.
Because these people are
Acha iflow bwana. Ukiuliza maswali itakuwa constructed sana. Acha iflow.
I mean constructive.
Tunaendelea kwa
Like itakanika to guide na wewe.
Yeah, on that point, who was
my point was I will insist polygamy is the natural order of things, but as man has developed and adapted to his environment and to philosophy and to religion and all these other rules he has placed on himself in order to create a functional society, it was necessary to develop a monogamic structure, because in this new era yenye tunaishi, women can own property, women can have jobs, and then there is a balance. There is a lower mortality rate, so the chances of people making it to adulthood are higher. So there is no need to use polygamy as a population control measure. But bado pia kuna another sensitive topic yenye sitaguza sahi so deeply, but I will also add monogamy is a creation of the marketing industry, pamoja na the rose selling business and the jewelry selling business, all that. It is a modern day psyop that was created to kill a relationship and make it more to make it a consumer product. So like, if you're not buying me flowers, if you're not buying me chocolate, you don't love me. It has become more about the things you do to specific things you do, specific. See about paying my rent, see about checking up on me, see about caring for me, see about elevating me, see about pushing me to step out of my comfort zone, see about telling me to be aware of my self-destructive tendencies. It's more of a performance. If you take me on vacation, you love me.
More.
Even if you don't love me, you get?
Oh yeah.
It's your assumption. If you do this thing, it's like you love. If you do this action, it's you love me. If you come with a bunch of flowers, chocolates, and you are cheating behind my back and I don't know, you love me. But it's not more about the intentionality in a couple. The intentionality of like, we are walking this journey, it will be tough, it will be challenging, we will become parents. I don't know how motherhood will affect you, I don't know how fatherhood will make you feel since your dad was not present, or your dad was present. We don't focus on the real things. It has become a performance. If our wedding is worth 50 million, we love each other. If we go to the Attorney General and get a signature, it's like we don't love each other. It's like this man is not serious. You get? That's why I'm saying.
Who has brought it up? The man.
No, it's the marketing. It's the marketing industry that has crafted that concoction to target women and to disenfranchise women from knowing real love. Because I'll ask you, why is the modern day empowered woman walking halfway naked in the name of empowerment? Like, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see their daughter sexualized. Nobody wants to see their sister, their mom, overly sexualized. But they do it. And then they blame us, men, for paying attention.
But it's the men that give the advice. They're the head of the company.
I'm like, bro,
they're
what
the
do you
head
want?
of the marketing companies.
Sasa kuna big complaint, men are not trying.
Oh yeah.
We went from men are trash, men are dogs,
so men are not trying anything.
Hey, this man, I'm seated with him in the mat, hata hizi msalimia, he asked for my number, he didn't call me. You see, like, please figure out what you want,
something that
then circle back to us. Nyinyi figure out yenye mnataka mtushow. Sio sawa.
Women sometimes have in unasema your story and some we have to blame the patriarchy, but there's something that we've never realized. A man's greatest enemy is another man.
Even a woman.
I will create alcohol to take Newton's money. Do I love him?
But you will advertise
using
a woman
because I don't love
to take
him.
his money.
Because I know he likes women.
Patriarchy. Yeah,
It's
no.
nothing to do with
Using
patriarchy.
a woman to
Nothing to do with
attract
patriarchy.
him.
No,
the man,
it's my pocket.
to get your money.
Okay, I can explain that point. It's called what's the name? Scopophilia.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what scopophilia is where you use a woman to advertise a certain product. Angalia mafuta. Angalia
sense.
Because they know what the weakness of a man is. So
yeah.
they use scopophilia to do that. And it's majorly used in films, to sell out films. So example, if you want to see
James Bond
exactly,
or something.
angalia the sexual context in the film, angalia kama iko nudity, it will sell. Angalia the film, what was the film? Money Heist. It will sell out kwa nini? Most of the scenes were sexual,
explicit.
Yeah, exactly. Angalia this sex education. It's sold out. It'll make it to the top 10 kwa box office. You see? So
Music videos.
Yeah?
Music videos.
Exactly, music videos. Dem anatwork, angalia Jamaican musics.
Hip hop.
In a hit sababu ya scopophilia. It's a way of marketing a certain product. So it's not, I can't say it's a patriarchy thing.
It's not a patriarchy thing.
It's
a psychological thing.
It's something, it's someone taking advantage of the psychological of a man.
Okay.
Like men love this. Angalia porn industry. Most of the the customers in Nairobi. Wanaume. Women are very less in the porn industry. And who are the
men actors?
The actors. You see, that's what scopophilia is. So this is scopophilia ni gender thing, a patriarchy thing. It's a psychological thing.
It's a commercial thing.
Advantage of this psychology.
Okay.
Yeah. Acha nikashort na hii story fulani hapa. What are the examples of traditional gender roles in a society? Mwongea hapo kuhusu modern gender roles. Oh, you should do this, you should do this. What are the traditional ways and the drawbacks of traditional gender roles? The examples of them and the drawbacks of traditional
Drawbacks
gender
are
roles.
like the negative.
Yeah.
So some of the most important one. Men are providers.
Traditional.
Yeah, that's traditional and it's still modern and it's the biggest cause of conflict in history of gender
You should
roles.
also say for women also.
That's why I said that.
No, one
Because
for man, one for
it's the biggest cause of conflict. Mimi siongelangi by the stories za wanawake juu sijui. I've never been a woman in my life. So most of the time says you could define roles zenu.
You are attracted to?
Women.
So how do you go to them if you don't know them? Like,
Because I want to understand who you really are.
yeah, but then
I don't ask
so
what
you
you
have
do.
to study the
I don't ask what you
person
do.
that you want to connect with them.
Yeah, as
Like
you.
their behaviors.
Not
their
as a
thoughts.
doctor, as a teacher, I don't
Yes, no, as you, as a
yeah,
female,
as a,
right?
As a female, yeah.
So
So I can't talk about what you should do.
what
for
do you
me.
expect? What are your
Nothing.
expectations when you
I'm
go to the
providing
woman?
everything for you. I'm doing
And then
everything.
she's supposed to sit there.
Most of the times you have to do that. That's why I'm single.
I think the one gender role I think it's the most vital na imekuwa undermined is the woman accepting like there is nothing wrong about being a helper, like there is nothing wrong about it, because I think the conflict of interest comes when unaona hii mentality when women have like ati my money is my money, your money is our money. That's the cause of this
Argument.
problem. Because you as a man, when you go into a relationship, you are all in. You're building our life, our dream house, our cars, our future. But the woman is there for her things. My man bought me this. My man bought a prime land in Ruiru. My man is building my house. When you build a house worth more than 15 M, what does your wife say? Take hizo pictures isipendi kwa hii nyumba yangu. Hizi curtains. Hapana, babe, we'll have
But
to
the
get
woman
new
makes the home.
Kiasi. But who built this thing? And why did he build it? You built it for us. You didn't build it for me as a man. Most men are okay kuishi single room for the rest of your life juu kitanda tu nakuja kulala na kukula unaweza kula anywhere. Kibandaski, kwa madhe, kwa hoteli. But as a man,
what you have.
As a man, I feel like in the modern day, men give so much only to get somebody who will only despise you and always compare you with better men.
That's why I've said I expect
and
nothing.
Then, that's why I'm
just want to
saying
know
there's
who you are.
nothing wrong about being a helper. Like you understanding, like me putting my man in a position where hana stress, it's better for us. He won't think about other women. When I'm his peace, he won't think of how hata fikiria wacha niende club na maboys nikatoe stress. If you are a good companion, you will always be like, mi hata sitaki kwenda club, wacha niende nikae na bibi yangu to discuss project fulani. Nataka kuuliza bibi yangu I've met those kind of men. They are more comfortable. Na si eti bibi yake amemkalia. He's a masculine man, head of everything, but the way the energy the wife gives him, he prefers to be around her. Na kuna another man doing the same things, but the energy is receiving ndo inampush out towards club, towards other women, because you are doing so much and you feel aukuli kwako, like bro, you built a house, you pay everything, you pay insurance, then unapata mafood zimewekwa tu hapo zimepoa, azina kuna hiyo warmth, unatreatiwa ni kama wewe ni mgeni kwako. You understand? And all you're asking for is just some food and you may buy to ipikwe. You're not telling somebody to wipe your ass. You're just telling somebody cook for me. Then that person who doesn't want to cook for you expects you to exchange your time, hard work, creativity, and all your gifts for money that you will spend on her without a budget. Like, and expect, if I want a gold chain, you buy a gold chain. If I want to go to Mombasa tomorrow because it's cold in Nairobi, you are not a man if you can't do that. No matter how many other things you have done, no matter you paid my mom's hospital bill, no matter what you did, women always look at taking, and that's not good. That's why they end up frustrated, and they end up angry at men, and they push away good men. I'm not saying that all men are good. There are some fucked up motherfuckers too.
Yeah.
Like, there are men who have traumas, there are men who are psychotic, there are men who are manipulators, there are men who are users. But when we look at it, most men are not that extreme. Most men are just up in between. And most men are trying so much to prove their worth by taking care of somebody. They are trying so much. I know people who are working 3 jobs, 4 jobs just to prove. And what do you get in exchange for all that love, all that hard work? What do you get? You see? So being a helper is not that bad.
Actually, I agree, being a helper is not that bad, but it depends on how my help is being, given or taken. Because I think for Newton, it's a personal choice. That's why he's listing all his complaints. And
No, it's not personal.
in the women that he has chose. But like, in a perfect world, maybe we would have given our help, but you guys don't even see our POV. Like, sawa, in a modern world, most of the women tumesoma and all that, and then you guys come around and actually hata hiyo point yangu ni nilikuwa nataka kusema hiyo point ya ati we buy everything and we do everything. Men actually get most things so that they can flex on their other friends. Ati men can live in a single room forever. No, you will build a house because you see your friend has built a bigger house and you're like, man. Or even kuna hizi shows za car shows za kuonyesha their cars and I'm driving sijui what and you are driving sijui. Come on guys. Even wakienda kwa club wanaendanga kwa those spaces za hizo zinaitwaje yenye unaeka mtu kwa seat TV, kwa seat like many people, VIP maybe sections. There are sections. You guys will go to a sections, you buy bottles, and then you see the other guy's section and the girls that they have pulled, and you're like, no. You have team clubs, so men are competitive in a way that they compete with each other peer. So see women peke. So in that fact, like, you will get things even for yourself to compete with another man. It's not only for gender roles. And one of gender roles in inaweza for women ni pia kwa naturals pia inakuja na protectiveness, so we can also protect, right? And we can't say men sasa are supposed to provide and protect, and then us now we dumb down our protectiveness or our nature to help. Like, okay, so when you guys want help,
can I explain the difference between protection for men and protection for women first? Can I explain to you?
What?
The difference between protection for men and protection for women.
Okay, yeah, you will explain later. Let me finish. Sasa, when you guys want help as a woman, like, let's say, see, you are the king of kings because you are a man, right? And a woman is supposed to help you as a king. then nyinyi mna expect role yake as a queen ikwe servant like, ikwe ajanipikia, ajanioshia vizuri. Meanwhile she's a queen, akona her own nature and her own, how do I say it, power yenye anaweza leta hata ye servants wake wenye wamsaidie. So the gender roles for women doesn't, haifiki tu kwa ati helping in the house, helping in the kitchen. You know, we birth, we bring human beings into this world, and that is a life changing. It's actually, wanasemanga, you are more close to death when you give birth as a woman. It's a life changing experience, and that is not even accounted for because women are, and you know, it looks like normal, but it's not. You guys can't do that. You guys can't hold a baby for 9 months. And in that, we also deserve our own respect as women, to see us as fellow human beings, not because we can't protect in this area or another, not because we can't provide in this area as another, but because all of us have intellect, all of us have emotions, all of us can read, can comprehend knowledge, all of us can have visions and have plans and work out, you know, our plans. All of us can own companies. I mean, women have proved that they can own companies, right? Ataka ni moja ama mbili, ataka sika ya Hitler mwenye alikuwa na bigger vision, right? Okay. So the concept of helping comes even in seeing us as same intellectually to the other. You know, maybe you have it more because umezaliwa na balls, so that gives you a sense of strength more than me.
Can I cut you short? Allow me say this point. I think most men and most women tend to differ because of masculinity. But if you look at it from a deeper level, you find from this argument, it's femininity and masculinity talking. But if a man is divine masculine, not masculine. If I'm masculine, I'll tell you to do this, this, and this, and this, because I think I'm superior. But if I'm divine masculine, I need not to say anything. You'll find yourself being feminine naturally. For example, if a man is divine masculine, akiwa kwa nyumba, the female already feels safe.
Yeah.
The female already feels provided for. So this argument of mbona afanye hivi is because this man is not divine masculine. This man is masculine. So when a divine masculine akifanya kitu fulani, you'll find this woman naturally hata aginomse, they'll find herself cooking, washing. Society, these roles are diminishing for a lady. Is that this man is divine masculine in a way that this woman has no option but to
submit.
Exactly. Submit. Not submit, but to submit. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah. But if a man wants submission and doesn't, there's a difference between wanting and emitting that energy of submission.
Thank you.
If I am masculine, if I'm divine masculine enough, my female, ndakuja tu kwa nyumba niseme tu hivi, and she will not contradict me. She will not feel the urge of contradicting me, because remember, a man has both masculine energy and feminine energy, and a woman has both masculine energy and feminine energy. A masculine energy is more powerful than the feminine energy, because a man can cry, that's feminine. A man can love, a man can take care of a lady, that's feminine. A woman can do the same. But the masculinity in a woman comes out when she feels not safe. She wants to protect her divine femininity. That's what you'll find a woman atatoka tu akisema ati umsa anifanyaje, let me be defensive. Naturally a woman cannot emit that masculine energy. A woman afai ku emit your masculine energy at all. It's only supposed to be emitted when it comes to protecting the kids. But akitoa kwa mwanamume zake, anamaanisha in that environment, she's not in a divine masculine energy surrounding. She's in a masculine energy. She feels she needs to protect herself. The same to a man. A man, if a man is masculine, divine masculine, the feminine energy in him will naturally occur. You'll find him taking care of the kids. You'll find him providing and loving these kids naturally. Because if you see, let me use the animal kingdom. When a lion comes to dominate a certain pride, it will kill the kids first. And I don't know what the female do. Try and protect the kids. That's what happens when a masculine energy inaingia kwa a certain space. The female will naturally turn into masculine and try to defend the kids. And mwanaume pia anataka kuwa masculine. I want to be the provider of this pride, and I can't do this nikiwa na watoto wengine. I'll have to eliminate these kids first so that I can implant mine. So we need to understand that both genders have both energies, and both energies will be revealed according to the environment they are being provided for. That's my point of view. And also, there's a difference between divine masculine and being masculine. If I'm masculine enough for my woman, atakuwa like mwanaume anashinda akiniambia fanya hii, atatoka tu aende. Ama itakuwa competition nini, kwa sababu these people are in a masculine energy. Huyu ni masculine, huyu pia ni masculine, and usisikie fahali wawili kai zimoja, si ndio? Exactly, that's what happens naturally for men and women. If you find a woman and a man fighting in their home, that ask yourself, I got the story ya huyu amefanya makosa. It's both energies trying to prove their points. Huyu mwanamke anaambia nini? Una get? Upe unaona pale kai. Amenidharau sana. You get? So, if we look at it from that point of view, we'll be having an understanding rather than a confrontation. Kwa sababu most of us will listen to reply or to respond, but not listen to understand. That's what happens in this nini. And that drives me to my last question. My last question inaenda hivi. Based on gender roles, is it okay? I know you know this question I asked it on Tuesday. Is it a thing when it comes to gender equality or gender equity? That's my last question of the day.
What's the difference?
Can I take it?
Yeah, take it.
Okay.
Explain the difference first.
Gender equity inamaanisha we across both genders tunajaribu assess na tunaangalia your capability and your deficiencies. So we structure a system that iko empowering to either side. Either weakness iko side ya dem, weakness iko side ya, like you find a middle ground that is accommodating to everybody. Equality means like, wacha nikupe example na cup. If we are getting tea that is 500 ml in quantity, mimi kuja na cup, wewe kuja na ile dispenser, wewe kuja na thermos, inamaanisha sisi wote tunafaa kuwekewa hii volume. No matter hata nikuja na ile nitawekewa tu the same quantity nyingetoshea hapa ndo nawekewa. As in like we are judged on the same merit.
Na Newton nipatie 100 kg to bebe na mingi kumliko.
Exactly. Hivyo. Na hadi wewe ubebe the same 100. Kama tunapewa 100 kg to bebe kutoka hapa mpaka Juja 60-40. Lakini equity ni tunaangalia wewe unaweza beba ngapi. So kani 30, kani 20, kani 40. What I think we need is gender complementariness. And I think that's where we are going wrong as a world.
Yeah.
We are talking so much about the past, about the present, about nini. What we are not really talking about is what are the current expectations. Now, what we don't understand is sahi hakuna one fits all in terms of anything. Adi job kitambo, na ndo maana can to the past because it helps from the perspective. Kitambo, some of these things were easy to structure because pia access to information, options, zilikuwa very minimal. So it was easy to say like a wife is expected to do this and this. Juu hakukuwa na corporations, hakukuwa na nannies, hakukuwa na hizi vitu zote zenye atienda achia mtoto aniende job. Nini bonangu anaweza fanya job mbili so tutafute mboch. Hakukuwa na hizo vitu. That's why it was you take care of your kids, na kama unahitaji usaidizi, your husband should marry another wife, ndo wewe unawachia second wife watoto, unaenda kwa shamba, na bwana wako akienda hunting, unaona mnasaidiana hivyo. What we need to do in the modern day society is to understand first that cannot work because of the setup. Then you ask yourself individually, what type of life do I want to live as an individual, as a man? What do I expect of a woman, and what does a woman expect of me? So gender complementariness come when you are dating, instead of focusing on the flowers and dates and chocolates, of which you should focus on, pia ni romantic, yes, but instead of putting all the attention there, focus on the real life things. Try to understand the person you're trying to commit your future to before you commit the future. Try to understand how they think financially, how they think about life in general, their plans, like expectations, plans in life. Try to understand them, how do they view marriage life. Try to ask these questions before you get in too deep. Learn to separate romanticizing things and reality. Because in the modern day age, for example, kama mimi, I would be very comfortable with a traditional like housewife and stuff, because I'm ready to bear the burden of provision and stuff like that. Not to say that I don't recognize that the woman is capable and gifted and has talents, but for me, I would be more comfortable my kids being raised by somebody who has the same value system as I, instead of me and her leaving our kids with a stranger mwenye incentive yake tu ni do. So for hizo hours zote when I'm not around, I don't know what they are telling the kid, I don't know how they are handling them. You don't know, like, hata huwezi tell if your kid has a gift or if they have a challenge in a certain area, because you don't spend time with them. And the only other human being I can trust to do that fairly, without judgment, without any bias, is the mother. You see? So for me, that's my ideal. For other people, the ideal is, that's not to say that my wife will not have businesses, will not have projects and stuff like that. What I'm asking her to sacrifice is the first few years of the baby. That's the fundamental years, up to 0 to 12 up. From there, you have like a whole lifetime. You can become an investor, you can become, because pia as a society, we have become so selfish. So me, my trauma, my healing, my obsessions, we have become so condensed into the I. You don't want to do anything for others. You just want to be a selfish person who wants people to do things for you or life to happen to you alone. And that's the thing we are missing. All this isolation yet to have so much with technology. We should connect more. We should hope to be of service. Because as a man, your greatest calling into a relationship, it is to create order. And how do you create order? You serve. You set a good example. You can't be telling your kids about drugs. We mwenyewe unakuja umelewa. You can't be telling them about grooming. Na unaget. It's all about accepting your calling as a man and gravitating towards it. Then for the women too, it's all about them trying to figure out, to tune out the noise. The world, and follow their calling in terms of what type of a kid do you want to have? What type of a mother do you want to be? What type of a wife do you want to be? It's not about society. It's you look inwards and then you go out. That's what gender complementariness. That's all I can say.
Okay. Thank you. Are we hasting?
Sorry, what was the question?
Between gender equity and gender equality, which do you think is the ideal?
Gender equity, the one that complements each other's strengths and weakness, is a better solution than gender equality, because gender equity, you'll get to understand about the psychology of women. In psychology of women tend to choose partners who can create stability over a long period. Psychologically, we are wired to think like that. Like, see, tunangalianga, like, okay, I might have a child, and when having a child, I'll be very weak. terms of tuseme physically, like I'll need a lot of help, and in that when we're choosing a partner, it is wired in us when we're having a child to choose a partner who during the times that will be weak will be there to protect us, you know. So if men understand that perspective of women, men psychologically they tend to be a little bit risky. They are risk takers and they choose things that are like fast, vitu za haraka haraka. So when we understand that men are like that, they think like hapa nini tafanyika, and women think over a long period of time. Then we complement each other and see how we can bring this into like, okay, naelewa mwanamke ni hivi and naelewa mwanamume ni hivi. What can we do to support each other? It will help, yeah. And I also think that men and women should, all go back to our calling as men as the natural providers and women as the natural helpers. And being a helper doesn't mean that we have to diminish our own self or our own values. It just means that we put out our best to complement the one that we have. Because in this life, we all need each other, the man and the woman. The man cannot bring the seed, the fertile seed into the world alone, and the woman cannot be able to bring it also alone. As in the natural order of things have showed that we actually complement each other and we actually need each other to survive, for survival. So it is better for us to just understand the different psychological and any level. So watu wasomeane, watu wasomane. Yeah, that's it.
So mi kuongeza hizo points zenu mbili, kuna kitu mimi observation we make. The internet is based on lack of peace and lack of love. All these arguments are coming off the internet, and it's the one that promoting those arguments, because it's operating on lack of peace and lack of love. So when we go back to ourselves, look at yourself as someone who is trying to create a nation. Don't look at yourself as a slave. Actually, in African mindset, like most of the times ukiongea na msee, the first thing ako attack and attacking you from a slave mentality. Walituleta religion, bro. So you're already a loser in that argument. Tukienda kwa feminism, hii kitu ni ya wazungu. Like you're already a loser in this argument already, because you're thinking like a slave, someone who is controlled, like a killer who has control of it. So the only way you can take back control of yourself is by taking back control of your brain. Ikitu hapa hivi ni CPU. Ikitu kuna msanaza, everything that man has made has come from this place.
Yes.
So the moment someone controls this place for you, you'll be operating from a losing level every time. So one of the things that ukiangalia tukirudi tu kwa basics when tunasema, it's man and woman because you're meant to create. So what are you creating? You're creating a nation. Adam and Eve came about and they created the nation of Israel. So me na wewe tukipatana saa hii, I treat with love and I give you a good environment to bring peace to my side. We can create that nation, a happy nation. No. But we cannot do that if we turn off the noise yenye inatoka ile place nyingine yenye hakuna love. Because right now, if I made a video that iko na hatred ndani yake, itaenda haraka kuliko nikitry ku preach love to someone else. Like sasa nifungue tu simu naanza kutusi wase online. By John nitakuwa famous. Lakini assume nimeanza kuambia sijui msee shortcomings zake ziko hivi na hivi, but let's find a way to tolerate this person. Unajua video yangu itapita 200 views. Yeah. Because you are lacking in that love and peace. So if you go back to this argument ya gender, the other arguments come kila time. Kuna tunamaliza gender kidogo kidogo tunaruka feminism, we are still on the same argument. Tunatoka hapo tunaingia marriage, we are still on the same argument. Like it's the same thing, but we are finding different ways. Like we are finding different ways of fight each other every time. But we're not finding ways to become together, to lizane. Na hizi vitu zote vizima come about. So we should unite against this force that is coming towards. So kiambo ni feminism, sasa tunaanza kuona sister yako kama something different. Unafaa kumunderstand. Like kitu niambia mademo na go through this. Is it really true? How can I help you come through this process? If we did more of that, hizi conversation tunao sahi, hadi historia ya wanaume tunaenda kuwa single, sijui in future watapata mtu kuoa, we couldn't be selling out fear to people. Because we have created a good environment as you wote kuweza ku grow to the next level. So mimi nikimalizia nasema kitu moja, si hapo kwa sawa tatu. Nimwambia kitu maana ni love na peace. Mimi na believe wanaume the best thing that can do is create love. And women what they can do for us the best is create for us peace.
Okay.
Peace.